For this video, I'm going to use the Cloud Shell, and I'm going to just use all PowerShell. And first we're going to create a virtual machine using PowerShell, and create a resource group within everything. But it's mostly going to be about adding a data disk to the virtual machine. So we'll just clear the screen, and we'll start by creating a resource group, and then next the virtual machine, and then the data disk. So the command is new AZ resource group, and the parameters, we'll just do name, and we'll call it test. And then we'll give it a location of North Europe. Alright, so it succeeded. Good. Now we're going to do the virtual machine, so new AZVM. And the parameters we're going to want, we'll keep it simple, is name, call it demo VM. Let's get the credential. Get credentials command. Location. North Europe. And resource group. Group name is, we just called it, what did we call it? Test. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I messed it up. I didn't close that, so exit, yep. Alright. Alright, I should be more careful. There we go. Maybe it's just called resource group. Oh my god, I was very not careful. Okay. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to restart. Alright, yeah, doesn't matter what size. Alright, it's creating it. So, just be careful when you're typing stuff, but I don't know. I'm not good at multitasking, like creating a video and doing all this other stuff. So I'll come back when it's done being made. Cool, so it's in North Europe, demo VM, all that. So now let's move on to the data disk part. So we gotta get some variables or make some. So resource group equals, and we called it test right up here. Okay. Then we want the machine name, and we call that demo VM. Then we want location. For Europe. Then we want the storage type, the SKU, and we want standard. LRS. Then we want a name for the disk, so data disk name, and we'll call it new disk 01. Whoop. Then last thing is the disk size, so data disk size equals, and we'll do 20. Alright, so we set all that up. Let me create a couple lines. And so now we want to create the configuration for the disk. So let's assign that to a variable and call it data disk config. So it's quicker. And the SKU name is storage type, location, location, create option, empty, disk size, gigabit, and then we do data disk size. Alright, let me make sure resource group, machine name, everything looks good. Data disk config. Oh, we got equals. Oh wait, I forgot to even put the command. Okay, so this configuration equals, and then we gotta create we gotta do the command of doing a new Azure AZ disk config, and then we give it the parameters. Okay, that should work. There we go. Skip a line. Now we gotta actually create the disk, and we'll make it into a variable that we could use. Data disk 01, we'll call it that, and the command is new AZ disk. Now the parameters, so we want the disk name, so data disk name. We want the disk. So for that, we just use the variable that we just created, data disk config. Then we want the resource group name, and that's the resource group. Of test, that we created way back. Anyway, and that should be good. Now, alright, it created. Now let's move on to virtual machine. So we created already. So now let's get it. So the command is get AZVM. Name is machine name, and then the resource group name, and we're gonna get the resource group. Okay, so we got it. Now let's do it, let's add some more. Okay, so we just got a reference to the machine. Now we're gonna actually add the disk to it. So VM equals, and the command is add AZ VM data disk. And the parameters is virtual machine is the reference we just did earlier, VM. The name is going to be data disk name. Create option attach. So before it was empty, and now we're attaching it to the VM, and then we want managed disk ID. So the name of it basically, and so we're just gonna do data disk 01, or that's what we did here, dot ID, and then LUN1. Alright, so we attached it. Now let's give it some space. Now let's update the virtual machine so it knows it has a new data disk on it. So the virtual machine that we want to update is VM, and then we're going to say the resource group name, and it's the resource group. Update ACVM. Oh, here. NAME. Alright, so it's updating now, and I'll come back when it's ready. So, okay, it's done. And over here, LUN just means logical unit number. I gave it 1. So let's just go back. Let me honestly just refresh this. So let's go into our demo VM and disks, and new disk 01, size 20, and LUN 1. I could have just put 0, but you know, maybe I had attached the disk beforehand, so you just always make sure to give it a LUN that's not already there. And yeah, and if you already had the disk made and everything, you didn't create it through PowerShell, or it was already deployed, then you know, you just refresh it for the new disk to pop up after you do all that, and that should be it.